Good day to you and welcome to Shepherd's Chapel Family Bible Study Hour. Today we got another Bible quiz for you, Bible Quiz 9. You know, after the last quiz we had a caller that called in and she said, and it was addressed to Pastor Murray. She said, now, why do you make those questions so hard? She said, I've been a Christian all my life and gone to church all my life. Why, I'd have to study my Bible every day to answer those questions. And I'm not going to say her first name or her state, but dear, if you are listening, I want you to know we're going to keep the questions coming just like they have been, and studying God's Word every day. You'll try it for a while and you'll find out it's real good for you. But anyway, if you want to participate in today's quiz, we encourage you to get a piece of paper and pencil or pen and number 1 through 50. We'll have 50 questions on today's quiz. When we go back through, I will be careful to give you the letter and the words for the correct answer. So if you wish, you can just record the letter of the correct answer to score yourself. But anyway, with that, there's nothing wrong with being biblically illiterate, but it's a shame to stay that way. And I encourage you to get into God's Word, and hopefully these quizzes are a way that people can kind of gauge and see where they are on the scale of knowing God's Word and being biblically literate. It's a short period of time, and Pastor Murray catches a lot of criticism for the toughness of him, but that's just a wake-up call. It is late in the game, and it's important that people realize that it is late in the game and get into God's Word and learn what it is all about. So with that, let's go ahead and get started with today's quiz, and we'll have our first question for you. And question 1 is from OC in Tennessee, and it is, blank had a name written that no man knew, but he himself. And the choices are A, Simon, B, Lucifer, C, the Word of God, or D, none of the above. Question 1, blank had a name written that no man knew, but he himself. And the choices are A, Simon, B, Lucifer, C, the Word of God, or D, none of the above. And I will repeat each question twice for the benefit of the audio tape audience. Question 2 is from Tawana in Virginia. Question 2, blessed is he that waiteth, and cometh to the 1,335 days, is written in which book? Is it in A, Joel, B, Daniel, C, Revelation, or D, Matthew? Question 2, blessed is he that waiteth, and cometh to the 1,335 days, is written in which book? A, Joel, B, Daniel, C, Revelation, or D, Matthew. Question 3 from Alan and Gladys in Texas. In that day there shall be a blank opened to the house of David and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem for sin and for uncleanness. The choices are A, gate, B, fire, C, door, or D, fountain. Question 3 once again, in that day there shall be a blank opened to the house of David and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem for sin and for uncleanness. And the choices A, gate, B, fire, C, door, or D, fountain. Question 4 from Agnes in Oregon. And of every living thing of all flesh, blank of every sort shalt thou bring unto the ark. And the choices A, 2, B, 7, C, 4, or D, 2 males and 1 female. Question 4, and of every living thing of all flesh, blank of every sort shalt thou bring into the ark. A, 2, B, 7, C, 4, or D, 2 males and 1 female. And question 5 comes to us from Ruth and Esther in Missouri. Every man is a friend to him that blank. The choices A, hath wisdom, B, giveth gifts, C, is humble, or D, is friendly. Question 5, every man is a friend to him that blank. A, hath wisdom, B, giveth gifts, C, is humble, or D is friendly. And Bruce from California sends us question 6. Jeremiah means blank in Hebrew. And the choices are A, Yah will rise, B, gift of Yah, C, servant of Yah, or D, prophet of Yah. Question 6, Jeremiah means blank in Hebrew. A, Yah will rise, B, gift of Yah, C, servant of Yah, or D, prophet of Yah. And Mrs. Gary from California, that's not her last name, but her husband's first name. We didn't have her first name, but you know who you are, dear. Question 7. Before David slew Goliath, he, A, was fed by ravens, B, struck a rock twice, C, cursed him by his gods, D, chose 5 stones. Question 7. Before David slew Goliath, he, A, was fed by ravens, B, struck a rock twice, C, cursed him by his gods, or D, chose 5 stones. And Corey, representing our friends in Canada, sends question 8. Which of these is incorrectly quoted from the Bible? A, and there is no new thing under the sun. B, blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. C, for many are called, but few are chosen. D, money is the root of all evil. Question 8, which of these is incorrectly quoted from the Bible? A, and there is no new thing under the sun. B, blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. C, for many are called, but few are chosen. Or D, money is the root of all evil. And from Louise in New York, question 9. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth blank. The choices are A, the faithful, B, the delightful, C, the blessed, or D, righteousness. Question 9. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth blank. And the choices are A, the faithful, B, the delightful, C, the blessed, or D, righteousness. And question 10 comes to us from Annie in Florida. All the city of Shiloh cried out when they learned the blank was lost. A, staff of Moses, B, pillar of Joseph, C, ark of the covenant, or D, Torah. Question 10, all the city of Shiloh cried out when they learned the blank was lost. The choices A, staff of Moses, B, pillar of Joseph, C, ark of the covenant, or D, the Torah. Number 11 from Stephanie in Florida. He that is slow to anger is blank. A, asking for trouble. B, better than the mighty. C, loved by all. D, torpid in spirit. Question 11. He that is slow to anger is blank. A, asking for trouble. B, better than the mighty. C, loved by all. Or D, torpid in spirit. And number 12 from Brian in Oklahoma. Jeremiah, what seest thou? And I said, I see a blank. Of course, Jeremiah speaking. And the choice is A, rod of an almond tree. B, valley filled with dry bones. C, flame of fire. Or D, beast with 10 horns. Question 12, Jeremiah, what seest thou? And I said, I see a blank. A, rod of an almond tree. B, valley filled with dry bones. C, flame of fire. Or D, beast with 10 horns. And a lot of questions from Florida, and this one from Herman in Florida. Question 13, the dragon will make war with blank. And the choices are A, the saints, B, the church, C, the unsaved, or D, the world. Question 13, the dragon will make war with blank. The choices A, the saints, B, the church, C, the unsaved, or D, the world. And Grace in California sends us question 14. Genesis 1 verse 2 states, and the earth was without form. The world was, should be, the word was, I want to say, should be translated blank. A, was always. B, will always be. C, became. Or D, was created. Question 14, Genesis 1 verse 2 states, and the earth was without form. The word was in this verse should be translated blank. The choices A, was always, B, will always be, C, became, or D, was created. Number 15 from Linda in Oklahoma. The famine of the land will not be for bread or water, but of learning the words of the Lord. Which book of the Bible records this scripture? Is it A, Hosea, B, Amos, C, Joel, or D, Revelation? Number 15, once again, the famine of the land will not be for bread or water, but of learning the words of the Lord. Which book of the Bible records this scripture? A, Hosea, B, Amos, C, Joel, or D, Revelation? And from Brenda in Arkansas, question 16. For he that wavereth is like blank. A man lost, not knowing his own heart. B, a restless soul. C, a wave of the sea driven with the wind and tossed. D, a sheep lost from the flock. Number 16, for he that wavereth is like blank. A man lost, not knowing his own heart. B, a restless soul. C, a wave of the sea driven with the wind and tossed. Or D, a sheep lost from the flock. And from Eugene in Colorado, question 17. King Blank was tricked into casting Daniel into the den of lions. The choices are A, Nebuchadnezzar, B, Belshazzar, D, Darius, or D, Ahab. Question 17, King Blank was tricked into casting Daniel into the den of lions. Was it A, Nebuchadnezzar, B, Belshazzar, C, Darius, or D, Ahab? And from Robert and Della in Alabama, question 18. The damsel that came to answer when Peter knocked at the gate was blank. Was it A, Ruth, B, Rhoda, C, Deborah, or D, Emily? Question 18. The damsel that came to answer when Peter knocked at the gate was blank. Was it A, Ruth, B, Rhoda, C, Deborah, or D, Emily? And from 7-year-old Serena in Arkansas. Serena, I think you've had a question on every quiz, dear. We appreciate hearing from you. Question 19. Son of man, cause Jerusalem to know her blank. Is it A, abominations, B, sins, C, troubles, or D, God? Number 19, Son of Man, cause Jerusalem to know her blank. A, abominations, B, sins, C, troubles, or D, God? And question 20 comes to us from Mark in Minnesota. Messiah means blank in Hebrew. And the choices are A, Emmanuel, B, anointed, C, morning star, or D, Savior. Number 20, Messiah means blank in Hebrew. And the choices A, Emmanuel, B, anointed, C, morning star, or D, Savior. And from Greta in Ohio, question 21. God knew this prophet before he was formed in the belly of his mother. Was it A, Isaiah, B, David, C, Jeremiah, or D, Ezekiel? Number 21. God knew this prophet before he was formed in the belly of his mother. Was it A, Isaiah, B, David, C, Jeremiah, or D, Ezekiel? And from Lorraine in California, question number 22. Every 50th year is called blank. And the choices are A, Hanukkah, B, Jubilee, C, Pentecost, or D, Feast of Tabernacles. Number 22, every 50th year is called blank. A, Hanukkah, B, Jubilee, C, Pentecost, or D, Feast of Tabernacles. And number 23 from Leonel in California, or Leonel. How many books of the Bible begin with the phrase, in the beginning? The choices are A, 1, B, 2, C, 3, or D, 6. Number 23, how many books of the Bible begin with the phrase, in the beginning? A, 1, B, 2, C, 3, or D, 6. Question 24 from Maxine in Oklahoma. This is my body which is given for you. This do in blank of me. A, remembrance, B, honor, C, glory, D, none of the above. Number 24 once again. This is my body, which is given for you. This do in blank of me. A, remembrance, B, honor, C, glory, or D, none of the above. Number 25 from Bill in Kentucky. On the Day of Atonement, Aaron was to cast lots on 2 goats, one for the Lord and the other for blank. And the choices are A, the scapegoat, B, Aaron, C, Nadab and Abihu, or D, Israel. Number 25, on the Day of Atonement, Aaron was to cast lots on 2 goats, one for the Lord and the other for blank. The choices A, the scapegoat, B, Aaron, C, Nadab and Abihu, or D, Israel. Number 26 from Melba and Dolly in Florida. How many barrels of water did Elijah have poured over the sacrifice and wood to be burned? A, 4, B, 5, C, 7, or D, 12. Number 26. How many barrels of water did Elijah have poured over the sacrifice and wood to be burned? A, 4, B, 5, C, 7, or D, 12? From Thelma in West Virginia, number 27, Simon Peter cut the right ear of blank completely off. Was it Nason? By the way, the M is silent in that name. Nason, B, Demetrius, C, Malchus, or D, Matthias? Number 27, Simon Peter cut the right ear of blank completely off. The choices A, Nason, D, Demetrius, C, Malchus, or D, Matthias? And from Norm in Wisconsin, question 28. On Pentecost, what was being spoken in tongues? A, unknown prophecy. B, an unknown language. C, the wonderful works of God. Or D, songs of fire? Number 28, on Pentecost, what was being spoken in tongues? A, unknown prophecy. B, an unknown language. C, the wonderful works of God. Or D, songs of fire? Number 29 from Carl in Texas. In biblical numerics, 17 is symbolic of blank. A, bondage. B, victory. C, rest. Or D, deliverance? Number 29, in biblical numerics, 17 is symbolic of blank. A, bondage. C, victory. B, victory. C, rest. Or D, deliverance? Number 30 from Gladys and Allen in Texas. And blank stood up against Israel and provoked David to number Israel. Was it A, Joab, B, Nathan, C, God, or D, Satan? Number 30. And blank stood up against Israel and provoked David to number Israel. The choices A, Joab, B, Nathan, C, God, or D, Satan? And from Ruth and Esther in Missouri, number 31, the harvest is past, the summer is ended, and we are not blank. The choices A, prepared, B, ready, C, saved, D, strong. Number 31, the harvest is past, the summer is ended, and we are not blank. A, prepared, B, ready, C, saved, or D, strong? And from Mrs. Gary in California, number 32, for rebellion is as the sin of blank. The choices A, stubbornness, B, witchcraft, C, blasphemy, or D, adultery? Number 32, for rebellion is as the sin of blank. The choices A, stubbornness, B, witchcraft, C, blasphemy, or D, adultery? Number 33 from Louise in New York. He that dwelleth in the blank place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. The choices are A, holy, B, gracious, C, secret, or D, loving? Number 33, he that dwelleth in the blank place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. The choices A, holy, B, gracious, C, secret, or D, loving? And from Annie in Florida, question 34. Manasseh and Ephraim were the sons of blank. And the choices are A, Joel, B, Noah, C. David, or D. Joseph? Number 34, Manasseh and Ephraim were the sons of blank. Was it A. Joel, B. Noah, C. David, or D. Joseph? From Stephanie in Florida, number 35, Paul wrote, "For it is better to marry than to blank." The choices are A. Yearn, B. Burn, C. Fly, or D. Roam. Number 35, Paul wrote, "For it is better to marry than to blank." A. Yearn, B. Burn, C. Fly, or D. Roam. And from Brenda in Arkansas, question 36, "Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive blank." And the choices are A. Fine white linen, B. High quiz scores, C. The crown of life, or D. Consolation. Number 36, "Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive blank." And the choices are A. Fine white linen, B. High quiz scores, C. The crown of life, or D. Consolation. From Eugene in Colorado, number 37, "After the resurrection, Jesus walked with blank and blank on the road to Damascus." And the choices are A. John and Simon, B. John and James, C. James and Peter, or D. Cleopas and Simon. Number 37, "After the resurrection, Jesus walked with blank and blank on the road to Emmaus." And the choices are A. John and Simon, B. John and James, C. James and Peter, D. Cleopas and Simon. I think I may have said Damascus the first time I read that, so let me emphasize, after the resurrection, Jesus walked with blank and blank on the road to Emmaus, E-M-M-A-U-S. Mark from Minnesota sends us number 38, "And blank caught the new garment that was on him and rent it in blank pieces." The choices are A. Ahijah, 12 pieces, B. Elijah, 10 pieces, C. Elisha, 8 pieces, or D. None of the above. Number 38, "And blank caught the new garment that was on him and rent it in blank pieces." A. Ahijah, 12, B. Elijah, 10 pieces, C. Elisha, 8 pieces, or D. None of the above. From Lorraine in California, question number 39, "Lazarus had been dead blank days before Jesus arrived to bring him forth from the tomb." Was it A. 2, B. 3, C. 4, or D. 5? Number 39, "Lazarus had been dead blank days before Jesus arrived to bring him forth from the tomb." Was it A. 2, B. 3, C. 4, or D. 5? From Melba and Dolly in Florida, question 40, "How many of the 450 prophets of Baal did Elijah have slain at the brook of Kishon?" Was it A. All of them, B. 325, C. 448, or D. 400? Number 40, "How many of the 450 prophets of Baal did Elijah have slain at the brook Kishon?" Was it A. All of them, B. 325, C. 448, or D. 400? From Thelma in West Virginia, number 41. Which of the following is not an excuse given by those invited to the great supper? A, I bought a piece of ground. B, I bought a yoke of oxen. C, I buried my father. Or D, I married a wife. Number 41. Which of the following is not an excuse given by those invited to the great supper? A, bought a piece of ground. B, bought a yoke of oxen. C, bury my father. Or D, married a wife. From Norm in Wisconsin, question 42. Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. The word transformed means blank. Choices A, made. B, disguised. C, saved. Or D, none of the above. Question 42. Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. The word transformed means blank. A, made. B, disguised. C, saved. Or D, none of the above. From Greta in Ohio, question 43. These descendants of Cain had the same name as the descendants of Adam. The choices A, Irad and Jubal. B, Canaan and Seth. C, Enoch and Lamech. Or D, Enoch and Seth. Question 43. These descendants of Cain had the same name as descendants of Adam. A, Irad and Jubal. B, Canaan and Seth. C, Enoch and Lamech. Or D, Enoch and Seth. From Sally in Washington, question 44. The 8 Beatitudes of Matthew chapter 5 are directly contrasted by the 8 blank of Matthew 23. A, promises. B, woes. C, burdens. Or D, conflicts. Number 44, the 8 Beatitudes of Matthew 5 are directly contrasted by the 8 blank of Matthew 23. A, promises. B, woes. C, burdens. Or D, conflicts. From Dennis in Arkansas. I wonder who that guy is. Question 45. In what is commonly referred to as the gap verse, Jesus closed the book and did not say, A, I have foretold you all things. B, and the day of vengeance of our God. C, no prophet is accepted in his own country. Or D, yet a little while am I with you. Number 45, in what is commonly referred to as the gap verse, Jesus closed the book and did not say, A, I have foretold you all things. B, and the day of vengeance of our God. C, no prophet is accepted in his own country. Or D, yet a little while am I with you. Number 46 from Gladys and Allen in Texas. And God saw their blank, that they turned from their evil ways. A, faith. B, prayers. C, works. D, sacrifices. Number 46, and God saw their blank, that they turned away from their evil ways. A, faith. B, prayers. C, works. Or D, sacrifices. From Stephanie in Florida, question 47. God is in heaven, and thou upon earth. Therefore let thy words be blank. A, few. B, spoken loudly. C, reverent. D, humble. Number 47, God is in heaven, and thou upon earth. Therefore let thy words be blank. A, few. B, spoken loudly. C, reverent. D, humble. From Brenda in Arkansas, number 48. It is easier for heaven and earth to pass than one blank of the blank to fail. The choices are A, member of the church, B, tittle of the law, C, reverend of the ministry, or D, shepherd of the flocks. Number 48, it is easier for heaven and earth to pass than one blank of the blank to fail. The choices A, member of the church, B, tittle of the law, C, reverend of the ministry, or D, shepherd of the flocks. And Eugene in Colorado sends us question 49. Micah prayed, feed thy people with thy blank. And the choices are A, spirit, B, rod, C, fruits, or D, truth. And the final question on today's quiz comes to us from Greta in Ohio. And number 50, Samson found a swarm of bees and honey in, and the choices are A, an almond tree, B, a hollow log, C, the carcass of a lion, or D, a fig tree. Number 50, Samson found a swarm of bees and honey in A, an almond tree, B, a hollow log, C, the carcass of a lion, or D, a fig tree. So, how did you do? Well, we'll come back after a brief message and give you the answers to today's quiz. Listen to this message just for a moment, won't you please? Okay, we're going to see how we did on today's quiz. The total possible score on today's quiz is 100 points. Each question is worth 2 points. So as we go back through, I'll be careful to give you the letter and the correct answer. And if you wish, you can be adding up as you go along, and you get 2 points for each correct answer. So with that, let's go ahead and get right into the answers to today's questions. Question 1 was, blank had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And the correct answer is C, the Word of God, in your documentation, Revelation 19:12 and 13. Number 2, blessed is he that waiteth and cometh to the 1,305 and 30 days is written in which book? And correct answer is B, Daniel, documentation Daniel 12:12. Number 3, in that day there shall be a blank open to the house of David and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem for sin and for uncleanness. Correct answer D, fountain, and documentation Zechariah 13:1. Number 4, and of every living thing of all flesh, blank of every sort shall thou bring into the ark. Correct answer A, 2, Genesis 6:19. And of course 7 of the clean animals were to be brought into the ark. Number 5, every man is a friend to him that blank. And the correct answer is B, giveth gifts, Proverbs 19:6. And this could also be translated a generous man. 6, Jeremiah means blank in Hebrew. And correct answer is A, Yah will rise. Strong's Hebrew word 34:14 will document that for you. Before David slew Goliath, correct answer D, chose 5 stones. And of course 5 being the number of grace, and it was Goliath that cursed David by his God. Documentation 1 Samuel 17:40. Number 8, which of these is incorrectly quoted from the Bible? And the correct answer is D, money is the root of all evil. Actually, it is the love of money. 1 Timothy 6:16. Number 9, nevertheless we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth blank. Correct answer is D, righteousness. Documentation 2 Peter 3:13. Number 10, all the city of Shiloh cried out when they learned the blank was lost. Correct answer is C, the Ark of the Covenant, 1 Samuel chapter 4, verses 3 through 13. Number 11, he that is slow to anger is blank. And the correct answer, B, better than the mighty, Proverbs 16:32. Number 12, Jeremiah, what seest thou? And I said, I see a blank. The correct answer, A, rod of an almond tree. Documentation, Jeremiah 1:11. Of course, it was Ezekiel that saw the valley filled with dry bones. Number 13, the dragon will make war with blank. Correct answer, A, the saints. Revelation 13, verses 4 through 7. Number 14, Genesis 1, verse 2 states, and the earth was without form. The word was should be translated blank. And the correct answer is became, C, became, and documentation, Strong's Hebrew word 1961. Number 15, the famine of the land will not be for bread or water, but for learning the words of the Lord. Which book of the Bible records this scripture? And it's B, Amos. Documentation, Amos chapter 8, verse 11. Number 16, for he that wavereth is like blank. And the correct answer is C, a wave of the sea driven with the wind and tossed. James chapter 1, verse 6, and that continues on in verses 7 and 8. And let that man think he shall receive anything of the Lord. Let not that man think he will receive anything of the Lord. A double-minded man is unstable in all things. Number 17, King Blank was tricked into casting Daniel into the den of lions. The correct answer is C, Darius, and your documentation, chapter 6 of Daniel. Number 18, the damsel that came to answer when Peter knocked at the gate was blank. And the answer is B, Rhoda, Acts 12:13. By the way, Rhoda in Greek means rose. Number 19, Son of Man, cause Jerusalem to know her blank. Correct answer, A, abominations, Ezekiel 16:2. Number 20, Messiah means blank in Hebrew. The correct answer is B, anointed, and your documentation is Strong's Hebrew word 4899. Number 21, God knew this prophet before he was formed in the belly of his mother. Number C, letter C, Jeremiah, and documentation, Jeremiah 1:5. Number 22, every 50th year is called blank. Question from Leviticus there. The correct answer, B, Jubilee. Documentation, Leviticus chapter 25, verse 10. Number 23, how many books of the Bible begin with the phrase, in the beginning? The correct answer is B, 2, and those are Genesis chapter 1, verse 1, and John chapter 1, verse 1. 24, this is my body, which is given for you. This do in blank of me. Correct answer, A, remembrance. Documentation, Luke chapter 22, verse 15. Number 25, on the Day of Atonement, Aaron was to cast lots on 2 goats, one for the Lord and the other for blank. Correct answer, A, the scapegoat. Documentation, Leviticus chapter 16, verse 8. And number 26, how many barrels of water did Elijah have poured over the sacrifice and wood to be burned? The correct answer is D, 12, and your documentation is 1 Kings 18:33. And actually he had 4 barrels filled and poured over the sacrifice and wood 3 times. Number 27, Simon Peter cut the right ear of blank completely off. The correct answer is C, Malchus, and documentation John 18:10. Number 28, on Pentecost, what was being spoken in tongues? And the correct answer is C, the wonderful works of God. Documentation, Acts chapter 2, verse 11. Number 29, in biblical numerics, 17 is symbolic of blank. And the correct answer is B, victory. Documentation, a book we offer at the chapel, Biblical Mathematics. And that question came in, by the way, before that subject came up in John. If you were watching Pastor Murray teach the book of John recently, you would have learned that. Number 30, and blank stood up against Israel and provoked David to number Israel. The correct answer is D, Satan, and the documentation, 1 Chronicles 21:1. Number 31, the harvest is past, the summer is ended, and we are not blank. And that's C, saved, and that's quoted from Jeremiah chapter 8, verse 20. Number 32, for rebellion is as the sin of blank. And the correct answer is B, witchcraft, and 1 Samuel 15:23 is your documentation. Number 33, he that dwelleth in the blank place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. And the correct answer is C, secret, and that's recorded in Psalms 91:1. Number 34, Manasseh and Ephraim were the sons of blank. Correct answer D, Joseph, in Genesis chapter 48, verse 1. Number 35, Paul wrote, for it is better to marry than to blank. And the correct answer is B, burn, and that's 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 9. And of course that refers to burning up with lust. Number 36, blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive blank. And it's not high quiz scores, it's C, the crown of life, something much more important, recorded in James chapter 1, verse 12. Number 37, after the resurrection, Jesus walked with blank and blank on the road to Emmaus. Correct answer is D, Cleopas and Simon, and that's recorded in Luke 24:13. Number 38, and blank caught the new garment that was on him and rent it in blank pieces. And the correct answer is A, Ahijah, and it was 12 pieces, and that's recorded in 1 Kings 11:30. And after that he gave 10 pieces to Jeroboam, symbolic that God was taking 10 tribes of Israel and giving them to Jeroboam, splitting the kingdom. Number 39, Lazarus had been dead blank days before Jesus arrived to bring him forth from the tomb. Correct answer is C, 4, and that's recorded in John chapter 11, verse 39. 40, how many of the 450 prophets of Baal did Elijah have slain at the brook Kishon? Correct answer A, all of them. That's recorded in 1 Kings chapter 18, verse 40. 41, Which of the followings is not an excuse given by those invited to the Great Supper? Correct answer is C, bury my father. And the other three are recorded in Luke chapter 14, verses 16 through 20. 42. Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. The word transformed means blank. The correct answer is B, disguised. You'll find that in Strong's, the dictionary, Greek dictionary, number 3345. Number 43, these descendants of Cain have the same name as descendants of Adam. Correct answer is C, Enoch and Lamech, Genesis chapters 4 and 5. And most of you know chapter 4 lists Cain's genealogy, chapter 5 lists Adam's genealogy, and it's important to keep the two separate, I think is the reason God did that. 44, the 8 Beatitudes of Matthew 5 are directly contrasted by the 8 blank of Matthew 23. Correct answer is B, woes, Matthew 23. Those of you with Companion Bible, Appendix 126 has a good work on that. 45, in what is commonly referred to as the gap verse, Jesus closed the book and did not say, B, and the day of vengeance of our God, which he did say in Isaiah 61, verse 2, and did not say in Luke 4:19. "46, and God saw their blank, that they turned from their evil ways." Correct answer is C, works, and that's recorded in Jonah 3:10. 47, God is in heaven and thou upon earth. Therefore let thy words be blank. The correct answer is A, few, and that's recorded in Ecclesiastes 5:2. 48, it is easier for heaven and earth to pass than one blank of the blank to fail. And the correct answer is B, tittle of the law, Luke 16:17. 49, Micah prayed, feed thy people with thy blank. Correct answer B, rod, and that's in Micah 7:14. 50, Samson found a swarm of bees and honey in, and the correct answer is C, the carcass of a lion, and that's recorded in Judges 14:8. So, as I said earlier, you can give yourself 2 points for each correct answer. And we have kind of a little adjective rating chart that might help you figure out where you're at. If you scored 90 to 100, we consider that to be excellent. If you scored 80 to 89, that's very good. 70 to 79, good. 60 to 69, average. And below 60, better get cracking, as Pastor Murray says. And I would be curious to find out where the caller that said that our questions were too hard on the quizzes and that she would have to study her Bible every day to do well on these quizzes did on today's quiz. Why don't you call in and let us know? We'd be interested to find out. I want to thank you for those that have sent in questions for this quiz and past quizzes, and I encourage you to keep sending them. We will have another Bible quiz on the live program in October, the third week, documentary work, that week that will be on the live program on that Thursday. I also want to thank those of you that have written so many words of encouragement into me as I was preparing and teaching the book of Leviticus. I tell you what, it takes a lot of work, and it has made me really appreciate how much work Pastor Murray puts into teaching the ministry. But of course he loves it, or he wouldn't do it, and I also found the reward of putting in the hours that it took to prepare Leviticus. It was just a very rewarding experience for me. And again, I thank you for those kind letters. Again, there's nothing wrong with being biblically illiterate. That is to say that it's not really a sin to be biblically illiterate. It's okay just to be saved. But my goodness, there is so much more in the Word of God. Don't be satisfied with the milk and the toast of Christianity. Get into God's Word. There is so much more there. If you don't know how to do that, or you read the Bible and it just doesn't make sense, find a good teacher. Pastor Arnold Murray is an excellent Bible teacher. I also encourage you to obtain a Strong's Concordance. That alone would allow any English reader to take these words back, as we were discussing today on the quiz, to the original Hebrew, Chaldee, or Greek languages, and let you get into God's Word and figure out exactly what it was that God would have you know from that. Again, I ask you to continue sending the Bible questions in. We'll have another quiz in October. We are considering putting together a book of the first 10 quizzes, which we hope will be available in late 1996. But I want to thank you for tuning in today. I hope you did real good on the test. But the most important thing is stay in His Word. Every day is a good day because Jesus Christ is the living Word.